So in 3.2, we're going to be adding rational numbers. So by the end of this lesson, you'll be able to add rational numbers that are either integers, decimals, or fractions. So let's start with integers. So when in grade 7, we learned how to add integers using a number line, and we're going to use those concepts in order to help us with decimals and fractions. So when you were adding integers in grade 7, you started at the first integer, or you started at 0, either one, and then you went left if the integer was negative, and you went right if the integer was positive. So in the very first example, we have -1 plus +2. So what we're going to do here, let me just grab a little arrow. Okay, there. I'm going to just move my arrow. So my -1, I'm going to start at 0, and then I'm going to go 1 to the left. Okay. So what the book shows us is that when we start at the first integer, instead of starting at 0 and going 1 to the left, we're just going to start here. And then from here, it says we're going to add +2, so that positive means I'm going to go right 2. So I'm going to go 2 to the right, and I'm going to end up at +1. So that's why I get an answer of +1. Okay. So if I want to do +5, so I'm going to start at +5, and I'm going to add -11. So I'm going from here, I'm going to go 11 left. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. So from 5, I actually went 11 left, and I end at -6. So my answer is, let's go, -6. So if you want to put an arrow there and go 11, that's fine. So in the second example, we start at -3. And if we're adding -7, we go from -3, we go 7 left. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So we're going to end at -10. So let me just draw on my arrow. So from -3, I'm going to go 7 left. So if you want to put -7 or put 7 left, 7L, that's fine. And you're going to end at -10. Okay. So here's just a quick check. So you can pause this video, try them on your own, try them without a number line, but think of direction in order to help you. So pause the video, try these, and then start the video again and see if you got them correct. Okay, welcome back. So in the first example, I get -3 because I'm from 0, I'm going left 2 and then another 1 to the left. So I end up at -3. In the second example, I am going left and then left. So I end up with -10 because I'm going left 6 and then left another 4. So I end up at -10. I believe this is supposed to be a negative here. Some of my negatives didn't come through, so I'm just going to put them in. I believe that that's what they say. So in this example, I'm going to go 8 right and then 12 left. So since my bigger number is negative, I'm not thinking of value, I'm thinking just of the number itself. I'm going to end up more on the negative side if I go 8 right and then 12 left. So where do I end up? Well, -4. So I'm going here 5 right and then 19 to the left. So I'm definitely going to end up more on the negative side. And I end up at -14. And here I'm going 5 left, 3 right, and then 9 left again. So I'm definitely ending up in the negative. And I didn't do that purposely, that I have all negative answers. But I have -14 and 3 is -11. Okay, so from 5, I go 5 left, then I go 3 right, so I'm at -2, and then I go 9 left, which I'm now at -11. So we're definitely going to use these ideas of negatives and the directions going left and positives going right in order to help us with the decimals. So in this example, we're going to use the same method, and we're going to add decimal numbers that are both positive and negative. So in the class example here, we're going to start at negative. Let me get my little arrow here. Oh, where was my arrow? No, not that one. So we're going to start at negative 1.3, which on the number line, since both of my decimals are divided into tenths, that is how I divide each of my segments in my number line. Notice how they're divided into 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 8, 9, and then 10. So each segment is divided into tenths. I start on the number line at negative 1 decimal 3. So negative 1, 1, 2, and 3 tenths. So from here, I am going right, because it's positive, 2 decimal 1. So I'm going 2 wholes, so 2 groups of 10, and then another decimal 1. So I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 will give me one whole number. And then I have to go another whole number, so I have to go another group of 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And then I have to go an additional 1/10, so an additional 1. So this number right here on the number line is this many away from 0. So positive 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So 0 decimal 8. Okay. So let's try these ones. So on this, if you want to go on the number line, you can do that. But let's talk direction. So we're at 0, and I'm going left negative 2.8. And then I'm going left again, negative 6.5. So instead of counting all those little decimal or those little ticks on the number line, really all I have to do is add the two distances together. So all I have to do is really add the two distances together, and I'm going left and left, so I know I'm going to end up in the direction of negative. Okay. In this example, I have 0, and I'm going left 7.3, and then I'm going right 3.1. So I'm still going to end up in the negative side. But in this example, I have to subtract the two distances. So let's not take into consideration the sign. Let's just subtract the distances. I know it's going to be a negative answer because I'm still to the left of 0. So I get, if I subtract the distances, I get 4.2. I know I'm still to the left of 0, so I have to end up on the negative side. My answer has to be negative. So please stop this video and try these on your own, and then start the video again and see if you got these correct. Welcome back. So in the first example, I'm just going to go and kind of draw a number line up here. So here I'm going right 2.4 and then left 1.7. So I'm still going to end up on the positive side of 0. I have two distances that need to be subtracted. So I'm going to subtract the two distances. Not taking into consideration my signs. I know I'm to the right of 0, so I know my answer is going to be positive. So I'm going to just deal with the distances away from 0. One distance is 2.4, the other distance is 1.7, so this distance here would have to be 0.7, and to the right is positive. Once again, I draw my number line just to show me direction and whether I have to add or subtract. I'm going negative 3.5, and then I'm going positive 6.3. So I know I'm going to be on the positive side of 0, so let's just put a plus side there. And I know I have to subtract my two distances. So you can check these using your calculator, but it's really good to practice not using your calculator at all. But check, please, using your calculator. So you have negative 4.1 and negative 3.2. So I am going from 0, I'm going left, and then I'm going left again. So I know I'm going to be adding these two distances to the left of 0. So I know my answer is going to be negative. And if I add the 2 decimals, I can do this one in my head, would be negative 7.2. So in D, I am going 0.67 to the right and negative 8.3 to the left. So I'm going to end up on the left side of 0. And I can't do this one in my head, so I'm just going to, I know I have to subtract the 2 distances. So I'm just going to do this really quickly. And again, you can check using your calculator. 13 minus 7 is 6. 0.16. And I know again, since it's more to the left than to the right, it's going to be a negative. I wonder if I should just erase. I'm going to erase this one up here. Okay. I'm going to use the same number line. I'm just going to erase that one. So negative 1.5 to the left, only 1.25 to the right. So I know my answer is going to be negative. And I have to subtract the 2, and I can do this one in my head, is negative 0.25. And I'm just going to erase this one. Actually, my arrows were correct. Okay, let me just erase that. So 0's here, so I'm going negative 0.583 to the left. And since my bigger decimal is positive, I know I'm going to end up on the positive side of 0. I can't do this one in my head, so I'm just going to do these quickly. I know I have to subtract the 2 distances. So 2, 4, 0. So 0.042. Okay. So this is a type of question that you might get on your district exam or on your PAT, because most of the ones you can do up until now have been, you can use your calculator, but in this one it's very difficult to use your calculator. You actually would have to know the concept. So here I'm starting at, where am I starting? I'm starting at 1.9, which is positive. I need an addition equation, so I know I'm adding, and I'm going to the right 1.2, and I am ending right here, which would be 3.1 positive. You don't have to put the plus sign in. Just be aware that if you how to read a number line or an addition equation on a number line. So let's do one more here. So we're at 0 and we started at 0.4, so it's actually negative 0.4 because we're to the left of 0. We want an addition statement, so we know we're adding. We're going 1.2 to the left, or to the right, I mean, and I'm ending at 0.8. Again, you can put the positive sign in. You don't have to put the positive sign. You can write it in this form as well, where you can put plus, a plus and a positive sign. Either one is correct. Okay, so I'm going to stop the video here just so they don't get too long, and I will create part 2 to this lesson in the next video.